We'll create a fresh project with Express Generator. I've opened the app in my editor. Install dependencies. Copy the start command. And launch it. Let's get a browser. And we can see the welcome page. Now, if we want to update CSS, we have to refresh the browser to see the changes. Refresh. And now we have a new color. If we want to change any backend code, we have to both restart the server and refresh the browser. Restart server. Refresh browser. We can see the update. We'll address this in two parts. First, to make the browser automatically refresh changes to CSS and other front-end files, we'll install LiveReload. Open app.js. This file defines our Express server. What we're going to do is add another server, and its only purpose is to notify when front-end files change. We'll require the library, then create a new instance, and point it to our public directory. We can restart the app. Let's put the app in the background and see what ports are being used. Get the process ID. And then list all the ports that the process is listening to. We can see there's the 3000 for Express, but there's also a high port LiveReload has opened. Stop the server for now. The final step is to make the web page aware of this port. For that, we'll install Connect LiveReload. It's a middleware that adds a script tag to every page, allowing the page to be notified of changes. Require the library. Then configure the app to use the library. Start the server. To see what the middleware does to a web page, we look at the source code before. Then we'll do a hard refresh with Command-Shift-R. And now we can see the page has an extra element. The snippet that gets loaded opens a WebSocket connection to the high port on the backend. Every time a file changes in the public directory, the backend can notify the browser. The frontend then reloads any changed resources. Next, we can change the CSS, hit save, and we can see the changes in the browser. Excellent. Now we have a way to make changes in front-end files visible in the browser. But to make changes in back-end files to be visible in the browser, We need a way to automatically restart the server and signal the browser to reload the page. The first part we can make happen with the Nodemon package. It'll monitor for changed backend files and restart the Node server. Install Nodemon. Go to package.json. Add another script that starts Nodemon. We'll call it watch. Say Nodemon without any command line arguments. Now we can run the script. We can see Nodemon has started. By default, without any arguments, Nodemon uses the start script from package.json. That suits us well. Now we can try to change something. Go to app.js. We'll log to the console after we've set up the app. Say starting server. Hit save. And we can see Nodemon has picked up the change. It has restarted the server and we can see our console output. By default, Nodemon watches for changes in files with these extensions in all reasonable directories. We'd like to change this to better match our needs, so back to package.json. Say ext, js and pug. This way Nodemon will pick up changes in our template files. Since we are already watching the public directory with LiveReload, say ignore public. Restart the script. Now we have our watched extensions updated. List of watched directories still shows all, but this is probably miscommunication from the library. We did add one ignore. Now the server automatically restarts itself on change. The last step is to notify the browser to reload the web page. We'll do that by sending a refresh request using the LiveReload interface. But the problem is that when Nodemon kills the previous server, also the WebSocket in the high port gets disconnected. The browser will reconnect soon, but at the time we're executing this line, we don't have a connection yet. So what we'll do is add a listener to the connection event. It'll be fired when the browser reconnects. And to avoid getting into an infinite refresh loop, we'll just fire this event once. One last hiccup is that we'll have to wait until the LiveReload protocol has performed its handshake. There's no proper API to hook onto, so we'll just wait for a short while. 100 milliseconds will do. Hit save and Nodemon restarts our server in the background. Get a browser. Next, we'll try to change some backend file. Open index.pug. We'll add something to the template. Hit save. And we can see the changes in the browser. Yes! One final check that CSS still gets updated. And we can see the new color. All good. Now we have a way to make changes to both front and backend files automatically show in the browser. If you want to play with this setup, you can get the files from below, copy them and use them in your project.